Welcome to the Fitchburg Cultural Council's monthly meeting. This is Tuesday, June 20th. We're opening the meeting at 4:41 p.m. We are the Massachusetts Cultural Council. We are the local Cultural Council, or LCC, and the Massachusetts Cultural Council's job is to partner with the community to expand access and improve education, promote diversity, and encourage excellence in the arts, humanities, and sciences. And we're all volunteers here. We're put in place by the mayor's office, and we're actively looking for new members. So if you'd be interested in joining the Cultural Council would love to speak with you. You could reach out to anybody that's here today, or find us online. We're on Facebook as well. Send us a message, and we'd be happy to meet with you. This is a public meeting, so we're beholden to open meeting law, and anything that's noted here today is kept in record for the future, so we can keep that in mind when we note our comments. We're also being recorded, and this is public information. And we always invite the public to come here to visit us and to talk to us on anything that pertains to the agenda. So on today's agenda, we don't have any members of the public here, so we're going to move right along. We wanted to mention again that we're looking for new members, and we have two new prospects in the wings. Catherine Healy, we're excited to have, and Ellen Faust. Did I pronounce her name right? Doust, thank you. And so we thank the City Council of Fitchburg for allowing these members on our council and voting them in. We look forward to having them. Does anybody have any other updates about new members?
I talked to a couple prospective members. They were interested after coming to our public input meeting and reached out to me. And we did an info session. I've added info sessions onto our calendar so that if I make a meeting with someone, others can join as well. And though they have not been to a regular meeting before, I'm sure when they come in and put their name in, they will hopefully stay for the entire meeting so they know what we're doing. And I think that will get rid of one step. If someone is interested, just email fitchburg.mcc@gmail.com and we can coordinate a schedule, a time to meet, and I'll give you the whole deal.
The whole spiel. Thank you, Audrey. We had a really nice event recently with the public, and we thank everybody for attending. And I know we had a couple prospects attend that meeting, so we thank you guys for attending our public input meeting. So our third agenda item is our treasurer's report. We don't actually have a treasurer's report today. However, we do have an invoice that I wanted to get a vote on. So the invoice is from Eddie's Music. So we did have a public quorum that was at the Fitchburg Art Museum. Thank you to the Art Museum for letting us hold it there. It was on Thursday, June 1st, and we had Eddie Troxler from Eddie's Music on here in Fitchburg perform for us, and he submitted an invoice to us for $125 to cover his performance. And so I'd like to take a motion on his invoice.
I make a motion. Oh, sorry. I make a motion that we pay Eddie Troxler the $125 requested here for his performance at our event.
Thank you, Shara. So we have a motion on the table from Shara. Anyone want to second the motion?
I'll second that.
Second from Audrey. All in anyone speaking to the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll send this to Liz at City Hall to get that paid. Thank you, Eddie, for performing for us. Is there any other financial things that we need to discuss? I think that's all I have. Okay, so we're going to move into our grant section. So we have one request, which we will vote on, which you guys did not receive before the meeting, so I will read it. So this is from Fitchburg Military Band, Bill Williams. I'll just read the email so you guys know what's going on. He says, "Hello, dear friends of the Fitchburg Military Band. My tale of woe is a result of an unexpected change in city management. A new Parks and Recreation director was unwilling to schedule the band at Coggeshall Park for our 4 concerts. 2 dates, 7/2 and 7/9, were granted, but through conversations with the director, it became obvious to me that his priorities were to rent the Stone House to as many people as he could, and that the band's usage for free was an inconvenience. I mentioned this to Sam Squalia, who was with Joe Bowen at the time, and though they didn't think that changing the venue would be an issue, I felt that I needed to keep the Cultural Council informed. It has taken since February for me to solidify a venue for the 2 orphaned concerts. Without going into details, the First Parish Church on Main Street has welcomed the band to perform on 7/23 and 7/30. The facilities are not ideal, but we will be able to work with the church to make these concerts happen. In some respects, this move can be seen as a positive one. We will be closer to the cultural center of the city, where we were first established, and being in close proximity to the sundial, we will be more accessible. That community in Fitchburg City, we will be much more accessible that community and Fitchburg citizens in general. Performing inside has its advantages as well. First of all, it takes away the vulnerability that foul weather brings. Such seemingly trivial things as wind and flying insects will also become non-issues. It also affords the band the opportunity to perform some music that, because of acoustics outside, just aren't favorable and cannot be performed at Cogs Hall. I'm hoping that the council will see fit to continue its support of the Fitchburg Military Band Summer Concert Series in spite of these challenges that became necessary due to circumstances that were totally beyond our control. Musically yours, Bill. So maybe we could take a motion on this just to...
Motion to accept the change of location.
Thank you. We have a motion from AJ to accept the change in location.
Second.
A second from Liz. Anyone speaking to the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you to the Fitchburg Military Band for keeping us up to date on your venue change. Now we wanted to thank Eileen Berger for serving on the council. We are really sad that she couldn't be here with us today to say goodbye. Eileen, we loved having you. Thanks for keeping our grants up to date for the past couple years through the pandemic, needless to say. And I know Audrey has been helping take over some of that work. So Audrey, is there anything you'd like to update the council on?
Sure. Since my last grant report, I'm not sure when the last time I was here, but we got received grant agreements and payments for our first Thursday free artist classes from Shara, Henry the Juggler, Civic Days, I think, and Boys and Girls Club, Groton Hill Music After School Program, as well as New Players Guild Camp Program, Hawk Jr., and also Eddie Troxler's programs for a jazz concert series and discounted music scholarships. From last year's grants, FY22, Monique Guthrie, who had received a grant extension, finally completed her program of a poster highlighting the Community Resource Guide, which has a QR code on it, and this was in honor of Sam Godin, who has passed away. This poster is up on Mill Street so that anyone walking by can receive all the fantastic resources that were put together by Louisa and I think one other person. There are 3 people on the poster, but I don't remember who the third one is. Apologies.
Thank you, Audrey.
Do we know where the poster will be?
Oh, it's already there.
It's
on Mill Street Stage. It's up like all the other murals that are on there, except it's on the side.
It's on the
near the
street
door.
facing side. Boulder
Okay.
Drive facing side panel, that one panel there.
Okay, great, thanks.
And apparently Sam's family, when they saw it, they were very touched.
Thank you, Audrey. So we thank everybody for submitting their paperwork on time. Certainly, that's a part of this, is that we get the documentation, so you guys are part of our system, and we really appreciate everybody for their diligence in putting their paperwork together and getting it to us. Also, as part of, I guess we can kind of move into the events, unless anybody else has any updates in the grant department.
I will say for those are of FY22 that did receive a grant extension to June 30th, last call. Otherwise, we will have to, if you have not received money or asked a grant filled out a grant agreement, we are assuming that that's it. So that money will be put back for next year. Right, that makes sense? Mm-hmm.
How many are outstanding still?
I'm not sure. I just got Eileen's final report, so I have to go through it to see what's going on there. I know that there are some that have submitted grant agreements and received money, but we're still waiting on their final reports. So I will be reaching out to them. I don't know what our protocol is if they don't submit their grant agreement,
So at this point,
and
When
they've already
we-
received money.
for anyone that hasn't received money, that money got reprogrammed into this FY23. So that ship has sailed for them to be able to receive money. So even thinking about the FY23 grants, they need to expend their funds by June 30th.
Technically, right?
Right, because if they don't, and if we don't have an
To
extension,
next year.
then we put it into next year. And Audrey has done such an amazing job with this spreadsheet that it's going to be really easy for us to figure that out. But this is that opportunity for those grantees that still want to get their funds to come in to request that extension or get that grant agreement signed so that their funds are committed, so that doesn't get reprogrammed next year.
Thank you. Yeah, we got Eileen's report today, this afternoon, so this is the timeline. All right, so.
Wait.
Yeah, more?
Sorry, for clarification, what do we do about the applications that have received money but have not submitted their final report by June 30th? Do we ask for that money back or just make note for next year that they shouldn't receive funding? Joe?
So final reports are due by December 31st of the following year.
No, these are the FY22 grant extensions for June 30th for the end of the fiscal
I'm
They got
sorry.
extended because of the epidemic.
Yeah, and I don't know if we
Gave them a
have.
deadline on the extension there. Everything's due by that date.
Okay, so what should we do? Should we ask them for their money back if they don't submit it?
I think that would be a call to check with the treasurer, maybe, or Mass Cultural Council directly.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that we should consult them. I mean, on first blush, I would suggest a request to return the funds if they didn't perform. But then certainly we should be noting
Yeah,
that
their status when we are looking at new grant applications.
Okay, sounds good. And from now on, I'm putting all of the grants for all the years onto one spreadsheet. So in case that there are extensions that bleed into the next fiscal year, we are keeping track of them. And when we vote in a grant extension, I will put it in that spreadsheet. So we are keeping track.
Thank you, Audrey. All right, we're going to move to events. So basically, in this section, we don't have any events in July ourselves. We will have our, the third week of August. I want to actually cancel our June meeting and have the third week of August be our priorities meeting.
July meeting.
July meeting.
July meeting. We're in the June meeting. Thanks, everybody. And maybe in lieu of that, we could all make a commitment to attend one or more of the events that we've either funded or some public event, so we can pass out the priorities questionnaire. So for the public, the questionnaire is something that we put together every year. We ask for the community's feedback so that that can inform the decisions that we make about the types of grants that we're going to give in the grant cycle in the fall, when that opens in September. So those decisions we will make at our August meeting based off of the feedback we get from the public between now and August. So in lieu of our third week of July meeting, I'm hoping that some of us could attend some of the events, and Audrey would like us to commit to something, each of us, so that we could pass out the paper copies, or at least tell the public how they can find the form online to submit that. So at least we can continue our culling of the information from the public. So we have a list of events here, things that we've done, and I think maybe if all of us could have a quick discussion here, if there's anything that you're aware of that you would like to attend in July or August, if we could all just make a commitment to do that, that would be a big help in getting the public's input. Anybody have any comments on something specifically that we should attend, one of us or more of us?
I have just a specific comment about the surveys themselves. More than likely, I'll be a number of those events, so I'll have surveys with me all the time when I go. Where do people bring them after they've completed them? Because I may not be there when they're done, if you know what I mean. so.
So Liz, is there a chance we could volunteer at City Hall to get them to your office and then we could get them?
Oh, absolutely. They can go into the City Hall Dropbox.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's what we've done in the past, and it says that on the back of the surveys that they can drop it off in the red mailbox at City Hall.
Thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
That answered the question perfectly.
that's
Thank you.
perfect.
All right.
Thank you. I know you will, Joe, be at a lot of
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I've been
be
to a
at
couple
every
community events, and I'm like, hey, do you want to fill out a survey?
So thank you guys for that. Audrey, do you want to add anything to this? I know you really wanted to put some pressure on us to be at things this summer, so.
Yes, absolutely. I will say, so this might be an outdated list of when these events are happening. If you go to fitchburgculturalcouncil.simple.inc, which is, I guess it's our new website, if that works for everyone, I have on there a calendar of events of general community calendars, but also one that specifically highlights just all the cultural council funded ones, so it makes it really easy to see. I haven't updated yet, but I heard about a new one, Alignment Auntie by Tiana. That was one of our funded programs, and she will be doing her funded program tomorrow, I believe, Wednesday, at the Art Museum. It's Tea in Alignment, I believe. I forget what time that is.
I just saw that on Facebook, too.
Yeah. And I'm going to pass around this sign-up sheet. I would really love for us to have volunteers hand out surveys at the Face Festival and at Fitchburg Civic Days. I will have a booth at both of those, but I also need to be running our new portable games. I will try my best to hand out surveys as well, but it would be great if there was at least one person that was available to devote time to that, even if it's just standing with a clipboard instead of setting up a whole table. But
Be nice to have a whole table. We'll think
Well, we
about that.
can certainly do that. I've applied to both. Maybe I should have done this for the grant report, treasurer's report, but it's a $50 application fee for Civic Days. I did ask if we could have that waived since we are a municipal council, but I don't remember what their response was.
Thank you, Audrey. All right, any comments on the events for the summer? Anything we need to note? Anybody? No? We're moving on? Okay. All right, the last thing we're going to do is just vote a couple of the minutes in. So we have a set of minutes here, and AJ, thank you very much for doing this, by the way, because I didn't even know this was happening, but it was great that you did this. At our priorities meeting on Thursday, June 1st, AJ was busy taking our minutes, so I appreciate that. So we need a motion on Thursday, June 1st, and then we have the minutes from Tuesday, May 16th also.
I make a motion that we, should we do it in order? Accept the minutes for May 16th, 2023?
I'll second it.
So we have a motion to approve the minutes from May 16th, Tuesday, May 16th, from Shara, second from Audrey. Anyone speaking to the motion?
I will. Under Sculpture Park, the sentence, the second bullet point isn't finished.
Just adjust it, we'll get it, if we can improve it, amend it as
Excellent.
Thank you. Anybody else speaking to the motion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then let's do June 2nd, or June 1st, rather, Thursday, June 1st, which was our public input meeting at the museum. Thank you to the museum.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from Thursday, June 1st, Cultural Council meeting, public input meeting.
Thank you, Shara. Anybody want to second the motion?
second.
A second from AJ. Anybody speaking to the motion? Audrey?
I think there was a moment where Diego spoke about his project, which is not mentioned in here, but I don't remember when during the meeting it was, where he talked about spreading awareness for Tano
And I'm not sure if that
heritage.
needs- there was no, I'm not sure if that needs to make the minutes, if there was no action brought upon it. The entire meeting was filmed, wasn't, or?
It wasn't filmed, unfortunately. We weren't able to film it.
I didn't capture every moment and every public comment that was made.
I was wondering if maybe we could add it in there, because this holds as like kind of almost like a public input survey results of a mix, of the combined of like, all the people that attended.
So Shara, we would have to amend the motion then if we want to add something.
Okay. Should I amend the motion to add?
What's to add? If you could
Comment
if you
on
could
the-
comment what the add is, so we can just accept these minutes and move along. That would be
Right.
spot on.
Sure. Does anyone remember when that happened? When during the meeting it was?
It would,
What is it that we're looking to
We had a
add?
young man from the community, thank you, Diego, for attending, who has an event that he would like to plan that's cultural in nature and that has to do with his community. So he did speak at one point during the input
Yeah.
part of the meeting, briefly, as part of the open forum. So,
It might have been part of the first question. What kind of arts, science, and humanities?
Yeah.
The
I mean, typically, minutes they're not a transcription of everything that happens. They're really more like action items. So I would say, we do capture some comments in here, but we just didn't happen to capture that one. But if you want to put it in.
I feel like these minutes are serving as a report of what the public wants for, so,
so,
I know.
So what exactly was it? Let's just put it in the first category and we'll toss it down. What was this?
Spreading awareness of Tiano heritage. Does that sound like an accurate summary?
Yeah.
And these are important to me because unfortunately, since I was still like handing out surveys to other people and stuff like that, I unfortunately was not paying as close attention to the meeting as I wanted to. So thank you, AJ, for documenting this.
okay, Shara.
Okay, so I will,
No, actually, it's caught here in general. It's artists of color, stakeholders who develop diverse art, making them more visible. I believe is, or indigenous communities as well, having events, raising awareness.
Oh, yeah, first
Yeah,
bullet on the next
absolutely,
page. Yep.
Absolutely. I think that fulfills that, so
Okay.
I'm not going to amend
Okay.
this.
So we have a motion on the table from Shara to approve the minutes from Thursday, June 2nd, and AJ seconded. Anybody else speaking to the motion? Or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, minutes approved. And that is the end of our meeting. So I'd like to call the meeting, take a motion to end the meeting at 5:04 PM.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, AJ. Second.
Second.
From Audrey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you guys in August. Thank you.
Woo-hoo.